leave it to a doctor to find such a cold, clinical way of saying I'm a dead man walking.
I found another health article, and this one's about environmental stuff and health risks. In order to support the introduction of mandatory water fluoridation in New Zealand, the New Zealand Health Ministry recently called upon experts to form a panel to review the data surrounding water fluoridation, and the panel, not surprisingly, concluded it's safe. Is it really safe, or was there some sort of inside deal? Fluoride proponents make an error in reviewing IQ study and accurately claim that fluoride is safe. In a 2014 Lancet Neurology released a study authored by Harvard doctors, among others, that classified fluoride as a developmental neurotoxin. And this isn't the first time that that claim has been made. In a 2012 meta-analysis, also by Harvard researchers, so we all know Harvard's, we can trust them, but they're right about this, clearly showed that children exposed to fluoride in drinking water had a lower IQ by an average of 7 points in areas with raised concentrations. The study was used by the New Zealand Health Ministry Fluoride Panel to support fluoride safety because researchers mistakenly said the analysis found that the average lowering of IQ was less than 1 point. 1 does not equal 7. And after they published that they corrected their mistake, they did not make it clear that the correction meant fluoride was harmful to children's neurodevelopment. Well, that's the deal these days. The cherry-picked data to support inside deals and all about money. Another flawed review. Another issue with the panel's expert report had to do with the reliance on the 2015 study that found no IQ difference between fluoridated and non-fluoridated communities. The study was also cited by another study linked above in the video of this article. However, here too is caused of a flawed review, intentional or otherwise. Several others reported the study had virtually no controls. It compared a fluoridated community of 900 children with non-fluoridated community of less than 90, and about half which took fluoride supplements. So there was no way to accurately gauge any fluoride-related IQ differences. The panel focused on the aforementioned Harvard study analysis and this flawed IQ study completely ignoring more than 300 animal and human studies previously published that point out fluoride's role as a neurotoxin. Here comes the good part. The new study looks into fluoride and diabetes connection. Oh, well, that's on the rise. More than 9% of the U.S. population suffers from diabetes. Now, he doesn't say whether that's type 1 or type 2 or type 3 or whatever, and more than a quarter of which remains undiagnosed. Diabetes rates have nearly quadrupled over the last 3 decades, and they continue to rise. So fluoride is a factor, but also while dietary factors and inactivity are certainly other factors in the U.S. diabetes epidemic. A study was conducted by a health economist for New York's health department, and the study used mathematical models to analyze data on fluoride levels in the water rates of diabetes and the rates of diabetes in 22 U.S. states. Data revealed that 1 milligram increase in added fluoride was associated with a 0.17% increase in age-adjusted diabetes prevalence. So this is type 2. The study was then adjusted for other diabetes risk factors like obesity and lack of physical activity. There were also differences noted depending on which type of fluoride was found in the water. Sodium fluoride was the first of the fluoride waste materials to be used for fluoridation, but now it's rarely used. In most well-known documents, this is a compound used as pharmaceutical-grade toxicology studies and other research into potential health damages of fluoride. In another recent study, sodium fluoride was linked to an increased risk of diabetes as well as fluorosis. So what's the deal here? Why are we even adding this chemical waste to our water supplies? Upon further study, is the arsenic contamination in fluoride the main culprit? Oh yeah, it sounds like drinking a little bit of arsenic is good for you, yeah. For reasons that are unclear, another fluoride type, fluorouric acid, was associated with decreases in diabetes as well as naturally occurring fluoride, is known as the Fluoride Action Network. Yeah, I don't know, I never heard of them. I don't know if you could trust that study. Each of these fluoride varieties is a byproduct of the fertilizer industry and subject to contamination with arsenic. Whether shipped in its original liquid form or converted into a powder, the fluoric acid does not undergo any purification procedures. As a result, fluoric acid has been found to contain various contaminants, primarily arsenic. So the arsenic increases the risk, what they're saying. Now, the level of arsenic found in fluoridation chemicals is surprising. According to a review, the American Water Works Association's publicated in a study, the amount of arsenic that fluoridation adds to processed water is hardly a minimal amount. The arsenic problem is unique to fluoridation chemicals, as no other water treatment chemical has a problem with arsenic contamination. It's for the children, Tooth decay is rampant in low-income children despite the widespread fluoridation of their water supply. African Americans and Mexican American children have significantly higher rates of dental fluorosis, and many low-income urban communities also have severe oral health crises despite decades of water fluoridation. The New York State Coalition opposed to fluoridation companies reported that rates of tooth decay among low-income children are on the rise, even though record numbers of these children are exposed to fluoridated water, as well as fluoride from other sources, including dental products and medications. So what are we doing? Claims that poor children need fluoride are without merit or evidence. It's the dental care delivery system that needs fixing. Low-income Americans need dental care, not fluoride. How many studies does it take before we stop putting toxic stuff in our water supply? The risks of water fluoridations are been scientifically proven several times, even recently. In 2015, the Cochrane collaboration released a comprehensive review with points that are nearly impossible to dispute. Fluoride does not work to prevent cavities and is proven to cause harm in a form of dental fluorosis. The Cochrane collaboration is considered to be one of the gold standards in evidence-based reviews, and only 3 studies conducted since 1975 had enough merit to be included. None showed that swallowing fluoride prevents cavities, while it's clear it causes harm. Dental fluorosis is a condition referring to the change in the appearance of the tooth enamel caused by long-term ingestion of fluoride. It's not the arsenic. It's fluoride. It can lead to crumbling of tooth enamel in its advanced stages, and consuming excess fluoride is linked to learning problems, thyroid disease, and bone problems. Worse still, even the best studies identified by the Cochrane collaboration were not considered to be high quality, not good enough, and nearly all were flawed. For instances of failing control other contributing factors such as dietary sources of fluoride aside from tap water, diet, and ethnicity. We know it's toxic, but we still use it. It's safe and effective, just like vaccines. No, it's not. It's not safe at all. Neither are vaccines. Putting toxic stuff in your water, in your food, in your bloodstream, that just doesn't sound right. But here's what got me interested. Fluoride's toxic effects are cumulative. It's important to understand the effects of fluoride are cumulative, which means consuming it via your water daily for a lifetime may lead to increasingly worsening symptoms of fluoride poisoning, although children are at the most increased risk of this type of harm. Research, for instance, has linked fluoridated water consumption to thyroid dysfunction, weight gain, and depression. Everyone talks about the mystery of the pineal gland and how that could be calcified and you need to decalcify it or not. I'm not sure about this, but according to the study, this may lead fluoride calcification of the pineal gland may lead to ADHD-like symptoms and may also play a role in Alzheimer's. So that's on the rise. Everyone has fear of Alzheimer's. And bipolar disease. That's common now too. Considering its effects on neurotransmitters, it's also quite conceivable that it might promote depression and other neurological disorders. Oh, I have neurological disorders. Was my mom poisoned, or did she eat or drink fluoride that it changed the gene mutations? It somehow passed to me. Further, according to a 500-page scientific review, fluoride is an endocrine disruptor, and that can also affect your bones, brains, and even your blood sugar levels. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't drink water if I want to keep my diabetes in check. Here are also some other common things that fluoride can cause. Increased lead absorption, disrupted synthesis of collagen. Oh, everyone has bad skin because they don't eat right, and they're drinking crap water. Hyperactivity and or lethargy. Well, I have lethargy, but that's because my mitochondrial cell's been mutated, and I don't think that's for it. Muscle disorders, bone cancer. Well, that's a fear that women have. Increased tumor and cancer rate. Oh, it's not tumor. Arthritis, skeletal fluorosis, and weak bones susceptible to fractures, genetic damage, and cell death. Oh, how nice! I wonder what kind of genetic damage and cell death that caused me to have all the problems that I do. Damage sperm and increase infertility. Oh, everyone's having problems with relationships and stuff like that. It gets even better. Inactivation of 62 enzymes and inhibition of more than 100 enzymes. Oh, no wonder no one can digest food anymore. Inhibited formation of antibodies and immune system disruptors. Well, autoimmune diseases are on the rise. I drink water. Now, reading this makes me even more depressed. I'm going to have links attached in the description of this study and the article. And you can look up where your state's at fluoridation levels with the CDC map. And according to the CDC, California, where I'm at, is 63.7% fluoridated water supplies. And I'll also leave some links on how you can reduce your fluoride exposure and stop using fluoride-based toothpaste and other natural health stuff that you can do.